Okay, today I'm going to be showing you the 8 types of content that actually creates buyers within your ecosystem or your funnel that you're building out. Because there's types of content that generate sales organically through ads, whatever you want to do. It's just having the right message. And then I'm going to be talking about the core psychological principles that generate buyers and cause people to hop on a call with you and convert. The problem is, though, what you've been told here is you need to do content pillars. You need to have POV, day in the life type of videos that's going to generate buyers for you. How-tos are going to generate buyers, and sticking to a content schedule is going to generate buyers for you. This couldn't be further from the truth, because all of this stuff is boxing you in to a certain type of creation or certain way of creating content that stays the same. And if you ever study markets, you'll know that markets are forever changing. So do not stick to a calendar or a pillar of some sort. That's not going to convert anybody. Even the stock market goes up and down. You need to revert your strategy. So with that being said, these things that I'm going to be sharing with you are the core psychological principles that cause somebody to be a buyer within your ecosystem or attracts buyers into your content ecosystem and your funnel that you're developing. Because most people, they don't actually have a funnel issue. Funnels are very simple to build. They have a messaging issue. They have a buyer cultivating engineering issue. So let's get into the first one. All right. The first piece of content that generates buyers is the new way. This will get you more sales within your business if you start creating content like this. The new way is a great marketing tactic, if you will, or just a core principle that causes somebody to believe in your solution, your way of doing things. And first off, it's the stepping stone of belief shifting. Okay, but I think belief shifting fully happens throughout all these content pieces that you develop through your strategy here, but it doesn't just come through one video. You need multiple videos that fully get somebody to, shift their beliefs into you as the person to deliver the solution. But the new way versus the old, very simple. It's essentially just pointing out, this is the old way of you doing things. Here's the new way that actually works. So it's the stepping stone to belief shifting. You're also pointing out the reality that they're in, and it creates a discomfort and wants them to take action. And then perspective alignment. This is a great way to get them to believe in your new perspective of doing things. And when you do that, when they start to align their perspective with your perspective, they start to see you as the authority, the person who can actually get them results because you show them a new path. For example, of this way, like the way to gain the attention there is pointing out the old way. So if I was just doing like a fitness type offer, it would be saying something like, the old way of burning calories and losing weight is spending a mile running. That right there, like people have been trying that. That starts to engage the person. And then you present the new way. The new way is spending a mile walking. It burns the same amount of calories. Okay? You show them the new path. This starts to generate some buyers. The next content piece here is the insight and why. This is a complete opposite, maybe not opposite, but it's a 180 of how-tos. If you're just creating how-to type of content, just think about that for a second. Who is going to pay you $10,000 based off of a video of you saying, here's how to do the top 5 bicep exercises? Who is going to pay for that? Like, who's going to get, like, you might be able to get $20 from somebody because you're seen as a little bit of an expert because you know the top 5 bicep workouts. But it's not going to do more than that. Just think about that for a second. Like, actually think about that. There's no way that you're going to be able to earn more than $3,000 if you just create how-to content. What you need to create is insight/why content. You need to understand the psychology of a buyer. A buyer is not looking to take things for free and implement it themselves. They're looking to actively invest into solving their problems. Okay? And insight/why content points people in the direction of the thing to invest into. So, other things that it does here when you create an insight/why based content, showing competence, showing authority. Instead of saying the how-to, you give the why of this work. So, example is, the how-to would be, here's how to do the top 5 chest exercises. The why is saying, here's why when you do this specific chest exercise, it grows your chest much faster. It tears muscles, blood gets to it much better, and therefore your muscles can grow, like whatever it is, right? It shows more competence, which displays more authority. Buyers are looking for people to invest into that have authority. How-tos, everybody's doing that. There's no authority being developed. And it makes it stand out, right? Most people are doing the how-tos. This shows competence, and when you show competence, you're actually standing out, because most people have no confidence when it comes to posting on social media. All right, the third type of content piece that actually creates buyers in your ecosystem of content is the protagonist, the goal announcement type of content. It really just stems from that people want a leader to invest into. Most people, especially in this coaching space, want to be told what to do. And they want to actively have somebody that they can fully trust in, that is a leader that they can align behind and get them to finally take action, finally solve their problems. And announcing your goals, announcing your story is a great way to create this situation where you are a leader. The other thing that it's doing here as well is creating a Netflix-like story. People want a story to tune into. When you give them your story, A, they start to know you more, they start to trust you. But then B, you can constantly give updates of your stories, of the goals that you're trying to hit, that generate a series in a way for people to follow you. It goes back to the core concept of people want the leader. People want somebody they can trust in, and you have to give your story and able to be that person, to display that you are a leader. Okay? This works really well. And I can't tell you how many times people have bought into my inner circle, into my program here, because of some content pieces that I put out that was mainly about my story, right? Every time I hop on a call, some people are like, most of the times when I hop on a call, these people go, yo, I saw that you were in Japan. That's a really cool part of your story. And they want something like that. They want that lifestyle. So posting your story, giving updates, starts to generate actual buyers. The next one here is quite obvious, but if you're not putting this in your content strategy, then you are not going to generate 3,000 plus to 10,000 plus PIFs, and you're not going to be creating any buyers within your ecosystem. It's case studies. Don't feel like I really have to explain this. If I do have to explain this, then this video is not really for you. You're not sophisticated enough to understand why this works, and you're not sophisticated enough to be a part of my audience, but just going to cover it. Trust building, showing people how they can gain results, and you're also creating FOMO with this. Showing people that, hey, I'm getting these people results. This could be you. And creating FOMO is a really powerful one. Next one is beliefs. Okay, once again, people are looking for a leader to invest into. They want to make sure that you are the appropriate person to coach to guide them to their desires. Belief content gets them to align with you and see you as the authority, see you as the person who has the solution that they want, and creates more trust. So, what does this typically look like? It can be around the beliefs that you have as far as getting to lose 30 pounds, or beliefs that you have if you're selling a make money online offer, how to make money, the beliefs around that. But more importantly, I would say like 50% of the beliefs that you talk about shouldn't even deal with business. It should just be life philosophies. That gets people to align with how you do business, how you get results. Okay. And it develops the brand a little bit more. Your personality online, creating authenticity. People want somebody like that to invest into. Sixth one here is FOMO content. This is something that I've been recently putting a lot into my content strategy, and it works really, really, really well. And that's creating FOMO. Right? When you create FOMO, what it's standing for here is the fear of missing out. Okay? Buyers are looking to invest into something that creates a thought pattern in their head of what happens if I don't invest in this? And the type of content that creates that thought pattern in their head is FOMO content, where you're showing what you're doing with other clients. You're showing the wins that you're getting, the case studies, the social proof. You're building status. The big thing, like I was just saying, is like FOMO content switches the person from the thinking mode, should I buy into this, to what do I lose if I don't buy in? So like I said, share case studies, share wins, share what you're doing with clients, show the pathway of how you're getting results for people. FOMO content is really, really good. Also show the community that you're developing. I think now we're really switching into a period where you're selling like a fraternity, more so selling the information. All that fraternities sell is FOMO. If you don't go into fraternity, you're not going to get into the cool parties. You're not going to get the girls. You're not going to get the friend group that is cool and everything like that. So you need to sell the FOMO throughout your content. Put that into your strategy. Seventh thing here is insight-based lead magnets. Goes just back to like insight content. Buyers are looking to be pointed in the direction of what they should invest into. They're not looking to take a how-to and implement it for themselves, right? If they're in the buying mood, they have no problem in buying into the thing that solves their solution or solves their problem much faster, much quicker, and easier. And giving away insight-based lead magnets just points them more in a direction of where to look, which is you. Looking in, like after you give the insight lead magnet, you show them, the problems that they're having, what is the remedy to their problem, and then you just say, hey, I'm the guy to solve that. Just book a call with me or just go down my next step in the funnel that I have. That's insight-based lead magnet. It's not telling them like, hey, go do this by yourself. It's just, hey, this is the problem you're having. This is the solution. I'm not going to tell you how to solve it, but this is the solution that you need. And then I'm the guy to solve that solution. And it just really generates action at the end of the day. Okay. And then the last thing here is uniquely naming things. I don't see this being done enough with coaches online. And even including myself, I've been trying to implement this more and more. How can you uniquely name things? Why does this work? Well, it makes you stand out, one of one. If you're using the same strategies or just calling the same strategies as everybody else in your market, then there's no differentiator between you and Joe Schmo who is trying to sell the same thing. You want to uniquely name your processes, your ideas, your pathways to solutions, all of that makes you different from everybody else, makes you stand out. And buyers are looking for somebody to invest into that stands out, that is doing things differently, right? And to show them that you're doing things differently, you uniquely name things. Of course, having unique things, truly unique things, is the ultimate goal. Unique mechanisms is the like overarching thing that you want in your business that's going to attract people, but everything that you should do should be unique in a way. And it makes you stand out. And buyers are always looking for the newest and best thing that is unique to get them to their results, their goals much faster, quicker, and easier. So whatever you do, uniquely name some things. And that's pretty much it. This is what is going to generate more buyers in your content ecosystem that you have. Instead of doing all this stuff, content pillars, POV day in the lives, how-tos, content schedules, do implement this stuff into your content strategy. These are the core psychological elements, I guess you could say, that cause people to convert. Okay? So with that, I'll see you in the next video.